Hi, David. Um, just wondering from your vantage point, you obviously see more of the field than anyone else. What are the defensive breakdowns that you are seeing, and how much is this team missing Jonah?
Yeah, I think you're specifically talking about our last game against LAFC. And if you look at 65 minutes of that game, we're doing pretty good. Is it perfect? It's not. But we're in the game and we're in a good spot going forward. We have a goal get called offsides, and then from about the 65th minute forward, we kind of fall apart. And that's obviously something we have to work on. And the game's 90 minutes long and it's not 60 or 65. So we have to do better finishing off games, and we have to work on that this week going into Houston.
And Jonah?
Yeah, I mean, of course, when you lose a DP on your team, you're always feeling that. And at the end of the day, a lot of teams are missing players here, and that's not an excuse for what happened in the last 25, 30 minutes of the last game.
Next, we're going to go to a question from Larry Morgan. Larry, your line is unmuted.
Hi, David. This is your 10th season. You're a veteran of these MLS wars. Does it get any easier for you to move on from games like the last one, or is it still hard as hell?
No, it doesn't get easier. I think if it gets easier, it's probably time to hang the cleats up and hang the gloves off. I think after the 65th minute in that game, we're feeling good. We're in a good spot. And then just to throw it all down the drain is disappointing. And no one's more frustrated about that than the players are. Our fans are upset. Our coaches are upset. But as players, we're the ones that shoulder the burden on that. And it's a terrible feeling. And we have to do better than that. And we know that.
All right, next we're going to go to a question from Giovanni Garcia. Gio, your line is unmuted.
Hi, David. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How you doing?
David, you just mentioned that you guys played well for 65 minutes, and then towards the end you guys started to fade. What do you think you guys need to do? Do you guys need better conditioning, more sub, fresher legs? In your opinion, what do you guys need to do better?
No, I think we have to minimize the mistakes, and claiming that we need more subs or we're not fit enough, it's a cop-out. At the end of the day, every team here is dealing with the same elements, and some teams have dealt with them better than others. The last 25, 30 minutes of that game, we have to be mentally better. Obviously, every team's making mistakes right now. No one's really 90 minutes sharp. It's the reality we're playing in. But we have to do better than we showed against LAFC, and we know that. And going into Houston, the game's behind us, and we have to keep our eyes forward and look at some results this week and try to get a pretty big win against Houston.
All right, next we're going to go to a question from Damian Calhoun. Damian, your line's unmuted.
David, what has the whole process, the whole situation been like down there in the bubble? You guys have been there for what, maybe two and a half weeks now? What has it been like, so far?
Yeah, it's been different than I think any of us expected. It's a hard situation. There's no getting around that. We don't see our family. We don't see our friends. I'm personally in my room for about 20 hours a day or more, and we've been doing that for about 2 weeks. Besides game days, we're out longer. But at the end of the day, it's no excuse to why we fell apart in the last game or why we haven't performed to the standard that we hold ourselves to. Every team here is in their room and doing the same thing and trying to stand by the protocols and try and stay safe as possible. And we've been put in a position where we are safe and we can compete and play games, which is what we want. So it's mentally hard, but every single team here is in the same boat, -2 who were sent home. But every other team here is in the same boat, and you have to deal with it. And this is our job, and we get to play games, and that's what we all want to do. So it's frustrating when you let 2 of the games get away from you, but we have 1 game left, and we have to win that to have a chance to go on.